Hello and welcome back to the U.S. Army Presents Reload Collegiate CSGO Invitational. We're right here in Arlington, Texas at the Esports Stadium, Arlington. We wish you were here, but we understand the circumstances across the board. But man, oh man, John O, it's been fun. I'm Corey Dunn. I'm joined here with John O. We got a lot of really good matches that have happened so far. We've seen two maps to kick off our 2-week-long tournament. John, that brings us now to our final matchup of the day. It is a best-of-3 between St. Clair and Texas A&M. First time, though, this team, it was Texas A&M that had taken it 16-13, but that was a great match there too. So we take a look at here's their schedule overall. We've got again how the day kicked off. Texas A&M winning 16-13. RMU Rob Morris going in. They only had to play one map. They only had to win one map to advance into the playoffs. They won that 16-10. You heard it from Welshie himself. He said, "You know what? We were kind of joshing around and they kind of went in there and just played the game to have fun, and because they know that they're a pretty talented team, they took that one. Now that brings us back to St. Clair and Texas A&M. Let's look at the brackets real fast as well on how that all kind of panned out, and then we'll dive in a little bit deeper into the map pick bands. But here's Group A bracket. Rob Morris, RMU, had a bye in the first round. They faced off against Texas A&M after Texas A&M won 16-13, and there you have it. Robert Morris University. They are advancing into the playoff bracket. They will be the number one seed at the very, very tippy top of our double elimination playoff bracket. And now we're seeing who's going to be there in the playoff bracket to join them between St. Clair and Texas A&M. John, best of 3 between these two teams. The first map was a close one when they competed against one another. How do you see this one shaping up?
Well, there's a lot of ways this can go, Corey. As you mentioned, that very first map we saw between the very first match of this broadcast was 16-13 in favor of Texas A&M over St. Clair. So something special about this is that we've seen Texas A&M ban Train. We've seen them ban Overpass, both series. So I don't think we're going to try to see either of those. But on the flip side, we could see St. Clair try and get both of those maps, as well as maybe we don't want to see Mirage if we just lost him on Mirage. Once again, on the flip side, St. Clair banned Inferno previously. It was their last ban, which sent us to Mirage. And now we see that Inferno was just the map that Texas A&M lost on. And if you're St. Clair going into that match knowing that you're playing the loser of Texas A&M and Rob Morris, you were absolutely watching that match. So they got almost all the intel they needed to see how they played the strat, see how they played everything on Inferno. So I'll be curious to see if they pick Inferno or they keep it outside of their bans. And they banned Vertigo, Nuke, and Inferno last time, once again mentioning Inferno, and then Train and Overpass on to the ban side for Texas A&M. So if they try to keep those two off the playing field, we're going to have a spicy series for ourselves, Corey. And ultimately, I think the thing to look out for is, I don't know how comfortable any of these bans are for some of these teams, but it seems like Mirage was absolutely one for Texas A&M, and Inferno seems like a fundamental map overall, two of the ones we've kind of always been talking about. And so with that in mind, I'm very curious to see how these teams play against on maps they're a little bit less comfortable on. Are we going to go back to seeing that Vertigo, which we mentioned at the beginning of this series, that I thought teams would try to gimmick it out? Obviously, we're still on day one to see a lot more teams play and see how they roof through. But in this bracket, Vertigo seemed like it was one of the first teams to get knocked off the playing field. So I'm really curious to see how the map picks work out, and it's just see if Calm could just stay online the whole way through, because he has been the absolute X factor for this team. And ultimately, if they cannot shut him down, I think he can just train wreck his way all the way through this series. Calm has just been the superstar.
Let's advance here and look at the maps and how things shaped up. So, Vertigo, Texas A&M said, no, I don't want that map. Then Train was gone. This is very similar to what we've seen before. Then after that, now we've got Overpass was picked by Texas A&M. Then St. Clair, they chose Dust 2. Nuke was banned shortly after. Inferno was banned. And then Mirage was the remaining map. Of course, it's quote-unquote selected by Texas A&M, but that was a remaining map from the setup. And so that's where you're going to have it there. We'll have A&M. They had selected Overpass, then Dust 2 for St. Clair, and then Mirage in this best of 3. I'm curious. I mean, we saw what happened on Mirage the first time that we saw these two teams play off. Now we've got these final here. You can see that it looks like the graphic kind of adjusted a little bit. We'll fix that later on. But this is your kind of looking at the best of 3 here. But we'll kind of fix that again. The Texas A&M had chosen Overpass, and then you've got St. Clair there on Dust 2. I mean, I think it all comes down to, and you'll find that we talk about momentum, we talk about positivity, things like that quite a bit. But the reality is, Texas A&M, if that's really their map of choice and they feel hyper confident in it, be on the lookout for a quick steamroll, which is kind of scary.
So something to point out here as I'm looking through my notes, it looks like that consistently Train was always banned for Texas A&M, and that's what we see. The Train is banned. That got banned by St. Clair. And the pick that they did was Overpass. In the series versus St. Clair the first time, and then in the other series against RMU, they banned Overpass. So they actually picked Overpass this time, which I find interesting. RMU banning Dust 2 last series, and then Texas A&M banning Dust 2 the previous series, and now they've picked Dust 2. So once again, another pick that maybe isn't as familiar on the side of Texas A&M. Then we see ban on Nuke, no surprise there. And then we see Inferno. I don't think that's a surprise there, but if I'm St. Clair, I think I might have wanted to try Inferno because they just saw a lot of their strategies on Inferno versus RMU, obviously different team, which means you have to play a different way. But going on, maybe there was something about Mirage that they felt comfortable with that we barely had it, and then we lost it because Calm either kept picking us off and we couldn't play around them, or there was a strategy we didn't get to try. Maybe they're holding something for Mirage, but I think I would have liked to see Inferno a little bit better. As you always mention, is always that decider map. Maybe it's that they think that Texas A&M has too much of a strong fundamental core in that map, something wasn't prepared for. Maybe Calm's a little bit too strong. I'm not sure. But that's how it shakes out. So Overpass will be the first map, Dust 2, and then Mirage will be the decider if we get there. And so I'm excited to see how Texas A&M play against on Overpass because they banned that twice.
Yep. So one of the things that we'll look at as well, I mean, the reality is St. Clair has had an hour to relax and watch these games as well. So they have a whole different kind of storyline of what they're thinking about, right? So St. Clair has taken the time, they've processed what happened to them in the previous matchup. They now know that what are some of the things that they're looking at. They're also taking advantage of the certain things that RMU did right during those games. And so we'll see if they try to apply those. But the reality for them is that they need to understand that they are not the same team as RMU. So you can't have the exact same play style as that goes as well. So while this match is getting put together, we're about to be back underway here in just a moment. Please stick around. We've got our lower finals, our kind of decider fact of who's going to go into the 16-team double elimination bracket. We'll be back here in just a moment, just after this. Hello and welcome back to the U.S. Army Presents Reload Collegiate CSGO Invitational. Again, I'm Corey Dunham, joined here with Jono. We're in the lower bracket finals for Group A between Texas A&M versus St. Clair. But I want to first give a huge shout out to the U.S. Army. Make sure you visit goarmy.com to explore the 150 plus career opportunities across the board. None of this, of course, would not be possible without the U.S. Army in helping us kind of put all of this, everything into play. All right, so that brings us into our matchup. Let's talk a little bit more about what we're seeing. The very first map that is coming out our way is going to be Overpass. What do you think that we should be expecting here, John, from both of these teams on Overpass?
Well, first things first, we're going to expect an absolutely explosive game from Com. I think we've seen two strong games from him already, so the name of the game is going to be how to contain him. We saw Bird Box also having a crazy good game on Mirage on that first map when these first two teams met, but this was the best of three. And this has been a map that they've banned, they being Texas A&M, they've banned in both series. So maybe some light at the end of the road if you're St. Clair that this might be a nice pick for them, but ultimately it's going to be the story of Com.
We'll see. I mean, it's all things can be considered on what we can be able to see here. Already looking at it, the way that it pans out, we've got St. Clair. Looks like they're going to be starting off over on the counter-terrorist side. Based off of what we're seeing in the game at this point, we're just waiting for them to kind of get started here. We are in game. All 10 players are joined, so it's just in a moment. As it looks like we're about to have our restarts happening right now. They're going to go ahead and work to be able to choose their sides. So really, it's I feel like Texas A&M, they've been playing a while. It really comes down to if they play, if they hop into this right now, we'll see what they are actually able to do in terms of can they actually, can they win the rounds, can they get those early starts or not. That's what we're kind of able to see here, whether that's going to be the case.
Absolutely, and so one of the biggest things we're going to look out for is the pistol round. Last time we saw these two square up, Texas A&M did not win a single pistol round. Only it was two, but in this case, now they're not. The St. Clair is starting on the CT, so they got those USPs, maybe to even make it a little bit easier, trying to get any early advantage that they can. So here we are on Overpass. We've got St. Clair on the side of CT, and we've got Texas A&M starting on the T side, and here we go. We are got the match on the way. Corey, let's keep an eye on Com as we get started here. Looks like both teams actually just running down mid. We see them now. Yeah, taking a very aggressive stance, and they're going to find him here. Com's the first one to start off. He's going to find some.
Oh, this is a tough spot to be in, but look at that Red Spoon giving the proper cover there, able to pick up two there. And now they're going to be held down in this location. Now they're going to know that there's one player. That's ER. But inside of the A bomb site is going to be Kraken. Kraken using the P2K. I haven't seen that one in a while, so we'll see if this is his pistol of choice here. Bomb is going to get planted. He's going to wrap around, sees him, and picks up the headshot right before the bomb plant. That is crucial in this 2-on-1. As right now, Cookie wrapping, he's going to get eliminated, and I don't know what was going to happen in that round. But in the end, St. Clair picks it up, and that's going to take us into our next one here.
Yeah, that getting in the nick of time, that definitely was the decider in that map. Obviously, still a 1v2 in that situation, but having the bomb down and being able to play the time versus them knowing where the bomb is at and on the ground makes it a little bit different. So Texas A&M able to take that first round for themselves and getting a pistol on the board. That has to feel a little bit good starting against St. Clair. So here we are with ER at the beginning throwing all the utility, but little does he know the team is already out and they are running long A all the way across the wall. He might have heard some footsteps there, but I don't see any rotations. I only see one on Bird Box. It looks like he's running A, but look at this. Look at how that centipede is looking on the other side of the map. Long A. They have no idea. They're already on the site.
Where's Bird at? Let's see what's going on for Bird right now. And they're already inside of the site. They're already getting the bomb planted. And Bird does take down one. He was just waiting for them to come in. This is going to be a full retake action coming in. But again, St. Clair does get the bomb planted. And now they're starting to just take them out one by one. And there's going to be the round there as Texas A&M getting the defuse here. 2-0. And, man, that's a good way to kind of kick things off for Texas A&M. They start off early. Let's go back for a second, Jono. We talked about how Texas A&M had lost their pistol rounds. And so here we are. They've got their first pistol round here, and that's a good start going into this first map of this best of 3.
Absolutely. And so with that, only falling down to one player on the side of Texas A&M. That was a little funny looking play there from St. Clair. Didn't work out. Still got the bomb down, so they have some money. And as we see 5 AKs on their side as well. A pretty good amount of utility to work with, as well as armor and the helmets. So against these MP7s, they're going to be able to take a lot of bullets, and sure as finding one to take on to Kraken. But we're here with, it was Cookie, correct?
Yep. So Cookie is here for which will be Hadit, as well as on the other side you've got, or Zaris as well, is Thrasher. So.
Gotcha. So we saw Calm sitting there in mid, listened as they opened Squeaky Door and let him jump out. He's still sitting in there, so I don't think they know he's there, and he might have a great flank if this bomb goes down, if they try to push. So they've got a pretty solid position for themselves. Nothing really exciting happening yet, only Kraken falling down so far. Seems like they're taking a slow timed approach, setting up some angles, but Calm finding one in mid, and now that's going to start shaking things up as they now realize he's there. He's getting the smoke down, getting himself out of there, and finds himself a gun. So this is getting a little trickier, but they are attacking the site now.
They're playing, I mean, the way that they're playing it right now, they're just trying to battle it out and see who can win this site. I mean, neither one of them are actually playing aggressive. They're waiting for the other one to make the move. Zapper and Thrasher just trying to stay alive here. They're watching their angles, and there you go. Oh, out in the open is Calm. Calm has no regrets as he picks off Thrasher, and that's going to do it. 3-0 now in favor of Texas A&M.
That's a painful round for St. Clair. They had all the guns. They really had everything that they needed to take that round, at least get the bomb down. And now you see on the side of Texas A&M, they've got 3 AKs, and their money's starting to get them to a much comfortable position on the side of St. Clair. They're only settling for deagles and some armor, 2 flashbangs to their name, and so it looks like they're taking a fast B hit. We're on with Zapper now. Got Flash slowing them down a little bit, but they're going to have to find one good pick here, and they might find that on Kraken.
Bird is right over the top. He's checking out over that railing, and Kraken, he has a free kill there. As Scherze is just saying, here you go. ER already on the quick flank. He's going to take down the bomb carrier, and that's going to do it. That actually could have been a weird turn of events if ER got taken out there. But 4-0 now, and so we'll take a look here. You've got, you know, good enough amount of money there for St. Clair. They're on a constant. They're at max round bonus, and so, man. So you've got a really tough spot for St. Clair. They need to be able to pick up this first gun round for themselves to make a really good impact. Already out of the gates, Calm is playing super aggressive, but he does not pick up a kill there.
It's not rewarded with the kill, but it is rewarded with some information. He at least saw one player there, which is a little telling. And then Red Spoon finding the pickup there. So once again, Texas A&M finding themselves even at the smallest advantages from the get-go. They've got everything they need, and only going against really AKs and then some utility here and there. But I think St. Clair, they got to find a way to slow this down. These have been 4 very fast matches. They've lost a lot of gunfights, and here comes Calm on the rotate. He sees one. And then now we're back in mid with Cookie finding the rotate, and Calm now is able to find 2 off of that. So good flank from him. He doesn't know where the last person's at, but Cookie's got a mighty task in front of him. Doesn't have the bomb. The bomb is actually still down close to spawn, so he can run back and grab that if he wants to. Try to play it slow. He's got plenty of time, and it's a 1v3. If he's able to find these isolated 1v1s, he has a chance.
Right now it's going to have to be some slow, methodical play. And if you look at the mini-map, you'll see that actually Calm is there inside of bathrooms, and his other 2 teammates, Kraken and Bird, are inside of B. They're just holding their angles as we hop back on board with Cookie here. He's rotating around. Doesn't have a lot of time, so you're going to actually see Calm. Calm's going to have an angle right here as he's probably going to hear him cross over this point, and he's going to get eliminated right there off the gate. You're going to see a quick rotate happen. 19 seconds left in the round. They know exactly where he's going to get the bomb planted, and Bird just elects to go ahead and go on the flank already. And there's the quick little fake on the plant. That is going to basically do it for him. He's going to try to get the bomb planted again. This time on the front side, but over on the outside, you'll look out for Bird, who is going to have that AK to eliminate on that bomb plant. It was just a tough spot to be in. I like the idea, but sometimes you can overthink it.
Yep, and that's exactly what happened there is what it looked like. I think they they didn't necessarily need that bomb plant, but if you just look at what they have, I think they would have certainly loved to have it. So maybe even not winning the round, but just getting the bomb down for that extra money. On the flip side, we see Texas A&M everything they need, absolutely everything. And so we'll have to see. I really think that St. Clair might need to take a timeout here, slow down the pace, because remember, this is this is not their pick. This is actually Texas A&M's pick. So it's starting to look like why it's their pick a little bit. They've been pretty commanding on the CT side, finding absolutely no openings at St. Clair, only finding one bomb plant throughout as well. And now it looks like they're trying to take a slower mid-take.
Watching them, I mean, they're taking their time right now. If you can see on the opposite side, they're waiting here. They're waiting for somebody to push up. They could be waiting on that smoke to clear over there by sandbags. They've spotted them. I actually believe they even spotted the bomb carrier. So you're going to start to see a little bit of a rotate happen here. Checking their spams. They've got 2 players that are boosted just on the opposite side that we can see with X-Ray. And they're just waiting. Thrasher picking up. Oh, they made it. They made a call out. They know exactly where one player is. That may be detrimental to them, though, because they think they might be able to pick this off. And that's exactly what's happening. They're getting dropped one by one. And now it's down to a 3-on-2. Com and ER. They're waiting for that bomb to get planted. And Com will get eliminated. ER by himself now. Working his angles, aiding away, and he'll get dropped there by Thrasher. First round coming in here for St. Clair. It's one of those things. Sometimes information is great, but sometimes it can hurt you pretty badly. They made the jump. They knew exactly where one of the players was at. I think in the end, the only reason why they won that round was not because of that information, but more importantly, they won that round because of their gun skill, winning those gunfights.
And that's pretty much exactly what we wanted to see from them, slowing it down a little bit more. Looks like ER is actually just committed to only getting armor this round, as the rest of his teams got a little bit more to their names than that, but the money on the flip side of St. Clair is also not great. But we'll have to see how they take this round. I think they're going to try and play a little bit slower. It looks like they're at least trying to play slower, and it worked out in their favor. As you mentioned, it didn't seem like they exactly had too much strategy to their name, but they just wanted to play a slower round, try to feel out the rounds a little bit more, give some information. And Con finding ER there in no man's land almost looks like he was reloading there. So just trying to swing, get the information they could. It certainly found 2, and now we're almost sure Jersey getting taken down at sandbags. And let's follow along with the bomb now. So we're trying to push through A. They're stopping by a Molotov. Con leading the front now. 19 health. He's going to get taken down just 1 hit, but they don't know that Bird Box is up front, and that's going to beat all of them. A clean 3K from Bird Box. Had no idea he was there. One after another, they just trickled into the bullets, and that is uncomfortable from St. Clair.
Yeah, it was one of those. It was a nice flash that came out. I don't know if it was a team flash or if it came from the CT side. I didn't see it. But what ended up happening as they were pushing through, even though that smoke was there, and so actually we can see it in the bottom tiny part of here where this is from an earlier round that was happening. So that's kind of how that one kind of shaped out. But again, so now back into the game here. It was a tough spot where we looked at it, but you see it's they try to push through and had a really good moment there for Bird holding it down and watching on the opposite side of the smoke and just waiting. So now we have them pushing in. That's going to be Thrasher. He's going to be on the opening, but Kraken just on the opposite side. He spotted one over there towards the truck side or towards Long. Still taking their time here. Right around the corner. The Bird's not going to realize it, and there goes both of the members that were inside of A, and that leaves it up right there to Spoon. Spoon needs to make a decision here. One on 3. He has a chance. They should have a little bit of money. Actually, they're broke. They're hurting. And that's going to good opening point for him is he does have a kit to play with. He's going to make a lot of noise here. That's going to bait out a little bit. You can see the flashes coming about, taking their time. Cookie just on the other side. And he pushes out, and Cookie's going to get the upper hand on that one. That was a tough round to win. But he only had a FAMAS to play with. 6-2 now is the score in favor of Texas A&M.
Big round there for St. Clair as well. As their money would have been a pretty bad spot had they lost it. So that's a great win. You're happy if you're them. That take that they did on the A side almost looked like it was given to them. I think Texas A&M got a little bit too aggressive. We saw they're swinging out with the AWP, just kind of dying out in the open, which led to his teammate falling as well. So I think Texas A&M might be the ones who are playing a little bit too aggressive now, is where we saw St. Clair getting a little too gung-ho earlier. Try to slow down the tempo a little bit, and that seems like what St. Clair's trying to do now, is trying to take a little bit more of a methodical approach mid. They're finding ER just cut in the middle, and now Com's going to have to do another battle. Oh, instantly just gets zapped by Zapper. And now it seems like they're just trying to take it slow. Still, I like this approach. They're not trying to force their hand too much. You see a double rotation come over from Texas A&M, looking for some information on the B side. They're still at towards mid, so they can make up their mind, whatever. But it looks like they're actually going to take B.
Look out. Right now you got Bird right now over there inside of T-spawn area. Let's go ahead and switch over to Bird for a second. There's Bird lurking. He's waiting. He's got one player that's actually the bomb carrier that's right above him. Oh, he almost could have been able to pick him off. He's going to get eliminated by his opponent there on the opposite side through Monster, or by the Monster area. And Kraken, he's trying to slow it down to a 2-on-3. Bomb has not gotten planted yet. That's going to make him vulnerable for a second. And there you have it. They're going to be right around the corner. Got one player over there by Sandbags. That's going to be Con. Thrasher picking up the off shot. They know exactly where he's at. He's going to be in a tough spot here to be able to make his way out of it. They're going to challenge him nonetheless. And there you have it, 6-3. As we watched that round kind of shake out, Bird was in an incredible position, but what he didn't want to happen is that player to turn back on him at that point. So it could have been even worse off. They do lose the round, but man, that could have been a round that could have gone towards Texas A&M. But right now they still hold a 3-round lead.
6-3 for Texas A&M here in round 10. And it seems like they are only on pistols now. It seems like 2 rounds in a row, and Zapper finding a one onto Kraken nice and early. And once again, on the A pick, finding down ER again on the A side. I like what they're doing. They're trying to take it slow. They're finding picks, but they're ultimately waiting for the information. They don't want to give up any more guns than they need to. They realize that they're against pistols, so more or less they can play as a team. They can play it slow and find picks just like they've been doing. But Birdbox able to find one, able to take the AK, and not able to hold up the fight against Zapper. And that's going to be round number 4, and 4 in a row for St. Clair, making it 6-4. What was 6-0 to start for Texas A&M. The momentum completely shifting for St. Clair. I really like how they started this adjustment. They did not need a timeout. They just realized maybe we just need to play a little bit slower. Don't get too happy when we get a pick, because it seems like they find one pick, run right in, and then Texas A&M would just make this full rotation. And so now I'm interested to see how Texas A&M responds back to that, because they're just losing their opening battles, and then they're giving away all the information. So we see 2 here in mid. I like ER here throwing down the Molotov, trying to poke, gets the information, able to call 2 from Squeaky there, and now falls back into sight.
Yeah, that was an interesting approach by ER. Him throwing that molly, or that incendiary grenade, seemed like a panic nade as he kind of fell back. I don't think that was necessarily the right position that he wanted it to fall to. Because that was also a tough angle for them to be able to pick up. I think you just heard the door open, and so you reacted to it. But that's not going to make a huge impact on this round. They're still kind of playing extremely passive. But there you go, Con trying to get that entry, kind of checking towards his left side, and he gets taken out there.
When did Red Spoon die in this match? I don't remember seeing it. It must have happened so fast, but now they're trying to take the B site, and there's one from Kraken to get Birdbox, actually the one following up on the AWP. He's having a good showing for himself. Calm, able to find the other one from mid now. It is just left on one, and it assures that he's got the bomb, but he's got all the tasks to do. They probably know where he's at this point. He doesn't see the peak, and that is going to close out his position, and he's got all of it to do. They know where he's at. They're not trying to push him. Calm's holding the angle, but he wins that duel. He can get this bomb down behind the site, but he wants to take it slow. I like this approach. That's going to do a lot of damage.
Oh no, it didn't do anything.
Yeah, it seems like
2 damage.
Yeah,
that's a tough challenge to go off of there too. I mean, the reality is they're holding their angles. You need to bait it out and create a series of 1v1s. You knew that there was 2 players on that side. You were 100% sure that both of those players were in that area at that time. So you try to be able to draw out the action a little bit longer. But instead he elects to challenge that angle. If anything, he would have been traded more than likely at that point. So that's where we have it, 7-4, Texas A&M. Com being aggressive. At this time it does pay off. He picks up 2 this time. I was going to mention for a moment, he's hasn't been really out and about that much. But here we see he's been able to pick up 2 to kick the round off. Spoon picks up a kill as well. So this kind of partial buy, they try to buy what they could. You can see an MP7 there for Red Spoon.
To your point, Corey, Birdbox, your boy has been stepping up. He is 17-7 right now. So where Com is not showing the same that we've seen in the last 2 games, he's definitely having support from Birdbox. But now we're seeing a duel towards mid with Cookie not coming out on top of that. He's going to have to fall back and join his teammate. They've got the bomb. They've got a little bit of control, but Com is still in the back waiting for them. So they have got the pincers on St. Clair. And St. Clair, they really need a round for themselves.
This is a very interesting idea to go here. I mean, the likelihood, the probability of them going towards Playground is very, very high. If they're going to rotate, they'll probably more than likely go there. But this is a standoff. The way that these players are playing this is they're assuming that they are being aggressive. But I mean, the reality is if you look at it, you had Texas A&M in the previous matchup were hyper aggressive. But this time, Com and the rest of the crew are just holding still. They know that they've got the numbers advantage. They're looking at how do they get trades here. So they've got every angle kind of accounted for. They've even got quick rotates accounted for. You heard the call out probably from Com telling his teammate, and that's where you're seeing ER adjust as well. He's made his way into the connector, and he's going to hold down that angle. This round, of course, will go to Texas A&M, but they were really mindful of what they had. The reason why they saved their weapon is they saved an AWP. But looking at their money, it didn't seem like a whole lot. But take another look at what happened early in the round. There's Com picking up 2, and that's your NVIDIA Insta Replay. Again, frames wins games.
Yeah, and that play won them that round specifically. At that point, he had pincered them, and they were stuck with having to go B unless they wanted to try to fight him. They also didn't know who was supporting him. So Com being aggressive, he is the sole force on this A site, now being joined by his teammate. Flashing him in, they're getting really aggressive, maybe too much confidence there. Now Com has fallen down, and then Kraken getting taken out as well on the B side. They're storming in onto the B side. They had 2 people. They know this is their time to go, and now Red Spoon's got his back turned. He's going to get taken out. And the last 2 players here for Texas A&M are nowhere to be found.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to save their weapons this time as well. It makes sense to be able to hold on to that AWP. They're just toying with the thought, but I wouldn't. I think they're doing too much here.
So what did he throw? He threw out a HE grenade, a smoke, and a Molotov. That's
they're just trying to take away weapons, and even at that point, I wouldn't necessarily challenge it. Your teammates are going to be, they were going to be in a tough spot trying to be able to buy as well. So they're, trying to be able to pick up a couple kills, a couple exits here. Bomb will explode, 8-5. So that will bring us into our final round of the first half, and let's see how this kind of what they do on their side to be able to buy here.
Well, Corey, just to let you know, we've got 2 more rounds of the FAF. We're in round 14
math
right now. Yes.
Math is something else.
Math is difficult, Corey. That's for sure.
I carried way too many ones over.
Hey, good thing I went to UTD, the math and science school. I could add up 8 and 5 and find out that wasn't 15, but nonetheless, 8 and 5.
I went to UNT for radio, television, and film, so that's
no surprise you came up with this show, Corey.
With a minor in math. But that's a whole different story.
That was a long time ago. We talked about how old you are earlier, but not to talk about that. We're back. Back into the match, 8-5, round 14 in favor of Texas A&M. Had a hot start.
I got my shoes on, so that's why I wasn't able to count.
Okay, Corey. Okay. So once again, we're seeing that slow approach. Actually seeing a mid-take here from St. Clair this time, where we're seeing ER just trying to gain some information, jumping where he can. He might see Jersey there. Does not. And Kraken holding onto the site at B. Seems like we're seeing a rotation coming over from Red Spoon. Someone might have called him over. Or it's just slow enough for him to have the feeling. So now a lot of utility going down. Now we're seeing the full rotate over for Texas A&M. We're going to have to see how they hold this site. Jersey finds it with Bird Box. There's a grenade in that box now, and perfect Molotov. ER getting forced out of position, but not able to swing his Cookie. But he's finding every other pick, falls down, but 2 kills first. Now it is all up to Kraken. So here's the important thing. There's only 1 round left. Is he going to try to hold on to the M4, or is he going to try to take this 1v3?
Kraken's not really an entry fragger, so it's one of the things I think he's going to end up saving his weapon. He's going to see if he can see anything here, see if there's any easy picks, but he's not necessarily one of those ones. Again, this is my assumption is based off of watching the maps that we've seen today, which is only 2. So based off of that information, I wouldn't say he's necessarily an entry fragger. He does not have a kit, so I don't even know why he's at this point already. At this point, you're just giving away your weapon. He has 100 armor at this point. I talked about this earlier today. I did the math, right? 350 is all you had to pay for. But so I don't know what was going on at that point. But I would have just saved my weapon, and now look at it. He has 1950. So you do not have a weapon, and you're in a tough spot. So at that point, he could have had an M4 somewhere else. You could have been the one that gave the M4 to Com, and then somebody else could have had one. It could have been Bird. Could have also had a weapon there. So I think next time they probably should talk that one out a little bit deeper. Overthink it this time. Not try to be a hero to win rounds.
But now we've got Red Spoon with that Mag 7, taking a close approach on those mid-tunnels. Behind him, very close, is an MP7, and Birdbox trying to just poke out, seeing what he can see. Not anything found there, so 8-6. Still in the favor of Texas A&M, and this would, if they win this round, this will be the third time we've seen Texas A&M go to a halftime at 9-6. So this round's not looking as good for them as previously, but the Max 7 can do some damage. Up close, they didn't expect him. He gets the shot down to 12 health. He finds two of them with the shotgun. That's $1,800 in his pocket. That is feeling good. And just as I was saying, this round wasn't looking too great. He's now finding himself some guns, so he's able to find an AWP. I wonder if he's going to try to throw that one over and then give his... No, they're not going to do that. So they're just taking a slow approach.
Yep, there it is. Yep. I was waiting for him to pass it back over to Bird. Now he's probably going to go back and pick up his swag 7. Now he's going to keep his MP. He's going to keep that MP7 here. Uh-oh. Looks like we may have had a lag out or something like that. We'll look into this as well. But we saw a Cookie right there. He just dropped.
So it's unfortunate. Now we're in a 2v5 situation. Well, it was 3v5, and looks like they're just going to try and take it quickly onto the B site. Both of them getting taken down. We're going into the half at 9-6. Texas A&M taking it on top. They took the pistol round this game as well, so it seems like they're doing pretty well for themselves. We're going to take a little take a little break here just to figure out exactly what's going on with Cookie. But in that in mind, Corey, how do you think things are shaking up right now?
Well, I think we've seen a very rinse and repeat of the same thing throughout most of the game. Where now I will question a little bit of the gameplay that's been happening, like the question of whether or not you save your weapons at certain times. I think what we just saw just a moment ago, I think it could have changed the tune a little bit. But right now you've got 9-6 scoreline. We'll see if Texas A&M can kind of put stuff together and see if they can take this first map. This is a best of 3, though.
And it is. And it's still their map pick, so maybe it is to be expected that they stay on top as what they are. Birdbox, we're having a great performance from him. He was one of your players to keep an eye on. He's had a lot of impact in the last matches we saw, and seems like his AWP is pretty strong and commanding. I think, if anything, I would have liked him to stay on A site a little bit more, but ultimately they still come up 9-6 in the half. So going to the T site now, maybe this is where we find out why this has been banned from them every time, because it seemed like they're pretty fundamental of just like a 3-2 split on their CT side. So I'm curious to see what strats they have lined out for us on their T side.
Well, let's take a look. I mean, the fact is that when we go into our second half, you're gonna have Texas A&M on the T side, and so that's gonna change the whole play style for these players. You're going to see a little bit more coming in from Com and everything. So now we're back into the game. We've gotten Cookie back into the game as well. But again, 9-6 was your first half. And let's see what's the money. What's the spread right now on a pistol round for Texas A&M? We'll find out as Spoon pushes in. He picks up the first one onto Thrasher. There goes a second and a third. This could be another pistol round for Texas A&M. As they're tapping away here. That's it. And now it's left up to Con. His whole team is just dropping like
no.
Oh, no. No respect.
No.
No respect. As he bats him away with the pew-pew. But it was worth the effort. I like it.
Yeah,
That's my play. Oh, nice headshot. Now, this has gone very interesting. And baiting him out. He's trying to get him a boost up there on top. He knows where both of them are at. He does not have a whole lot of time here. So this round is over. But, hey. At least he got a couple. He's got $600 in the bank that he didn't have before. So we'll take that.
Yeah, with that, Birdbox crossing the 20 frags line, 20-8 for your player to watch. Com is 11-10. Red Spoon 14-11, and Cookie on the other side is 13-10, leading the front for his team. So that was a great pistol round. got a little shaky. I wouldn't say it wasn't out of control, but just, you know, they went for the knife, and obviously they're just messing around a little bit. So now we're looking to see another fast B hit. Oh my lord, look on the flip side. St. Clair went for a fast fast push towards Fountain, and now they're going to retake mid. That is hilarious. Both teams just going perfectly a circle around one another. I don't see this really working out for St. Clair, but that's going to be a lot of money in the pocket of ER right there. There's actually a team kill on the fact of Cookie, and that is a lot of money. That's $2,400 in the pocket of ER just from this round, just from those kills alone. 600 for the SMG. Look at him just praising the Mag 7 for doing all the work there, and that, look at him, he's got $6,400 to his name, and that's really just unfortunate for St. Clair. They went to a full full team commit to something that just completely didn't work out. So that's one of those times where, once again, you're seeing that replay of the 4K on the side of ER, and now once again it looks like back into the match we're going for another fast B hit. They're already on the side. Zapper able to take down one, take down three is with his teammates, and Zapper, oh my god. We couldn't even finish the replay and this round's over.
Wow, that was quick. Man, so it's just like that whenever we get into a kind of a gun round at that point. Already get St. Clair kind of pushing back quickly. But now, this is the actual first real gun round that we'll have ahead of us, as Texas A&M elected in the previous one just to stick with what they bought in the second round. And so here we have it. 4-round lead in favor of Texas A&M.
Hey, this is a strat that we saw from St. Clair last time, using that wall, just everyone walking against it. Doesn't even look like they're walking, and Cookie's going to be the first one to find him. He finds one, he finds two, but he gets taken down after the third, and that's going to start a quick rotation. And it looks like Birdbox is actually doing a flank, or excuse me, he's leaking behind just to see if anyone's trying to go for a flank. They're going to find Con onto the side. Oh, he's able to shoot through his teammate. They're stacking together. Should have swung a little bit more from Birdbox, but he finds him. Red Spoon finds him. And now it is down to a 2-on-3. They know where the bomb's at. They know where these players are at, but they still have plenty of time to work with.
So throwing the nades over the top, he's been able to work his way around the corner, and that's going to do it right there as Zapper was able to eliminate Com, where that would have been a tough one. I think that's where it would have been the difference maker, is if Com was able to get into the site and get that first entry kill. I think Bird was playing a little aggressive, working there, not even waiting for his teammate. He did not have a lot of health, but we'll see. So 3 rounds away, or sorry, 3-round difference at this point. They're going to go ahead and save their weapons, or sorry, goodness, they're saving, and so we'll see what they end up doing for the following round. They're going to take their time, though. Kind of interesting. All we see really is we see P250s and a Deagle and a Tech 9, and but we're also seeing a very passive play style from St. Clair as well.
Yeah, I'm curious what they're going for here. So Con gets picked out towards mid. Now we see Con falling back. He hears some footsteps, calling for a rotation as we see that Cookie's gone his way, and now they're finding the picks left and right. There's another one being poked out from mid. Misses the shot. It's Cookie, and wow, Birdbox finding him on the flank. That's an AWP in his hands. That might not be enough to get the round for themselves as they find themselves in a 2v4. There is Con still in the back. They are pinched into this position. If he finds this pick, that could have been huge, but unfortunately does not. And now we're just left with Birdbox. He's got an AWP, throws it away.
Smart.
I like that. I like that. I don't think that was too early. I think that was just in time. They're not going to be able to recover it. They obviously still have money on their end, but he's now forcing them to buy it. So they're looking to his body, trying to see what they can. Not able to find anything. And now we see pretty decent money on the side of Texas A&M. We've been seeing a lot of really fast rounds from them so far. I wonder what strategies they're going to bring now to this round. They've got more utility for themselves. They've got the guns that they need. I'd like to see maybe like a slower B hit, try to get some information, get flexible where you can, because right now they're spreading out all over the place, hopefully just trying to find picks. Whenever they lose that first pick, it seems like their whole plan almost is thrown away at that point.
Oh, man, it was a smart play there by Bird, realizing that he didn't have the round, so he dropped that. That forced. You can see St. Clair does have an off on their side, so they've wasted 47.50 here. Thrasher getting the trade there. Let's see if what they end up doing here. You've got the bomb carrier heading back over there towards the A to regroup with his teammates towards bathrooms. Bird holding an angle, waiting. Ooh, just barely. Now they see the shadow. You see Con seeing the shadow. He knows that they're that way. That's going to pull him out there, and that's going to pick off the bomb carry. Almost picks up a second one. So if you're worried about your frames, get an NVIDIA graphics card because frames wins games. So that way you can also keep your shadows on. And so there you have it. Cookie picking up 2 kills there in the round. Now it's down to a 1-on-1. ER has got the bomb planted. You've got Thrasher working the backside. See if he get the peek over the top. Spray pray through the wall. And he's able to finish it out. 12-9. Texas A&M picking it back up as they were giving away rounds for free. And now they decided, hey, it's time. Let's go ahead and pick up another round here.
Yeah, with that said, they won the round, but look at the money. They're not going to have a complete buy here. They're going to have some guns here and there. Utility is going to be limited. I'll be curious to see how they play this round as well, because last round it was just, hey, Calm, go find something mid. And what he found was 2 players, and then he forced Utility out, got traded, but then that ultimately left him in a good situation of 4v3, which they turned into a 1v1, and now they've got round 12 for themselves. And we're here in the 22nd half. We're seeing Kraken being the first to fall, and now Calm is once again finding himself in mid against Shearsy. And oh my goodness, peeks and finds him. I wonder how they're going to rotate on the side of St. Clair, because it looks like they are full committing to this B site now, and that actually might be the smart move. But Texas A&M maybe catching wind of that, and they're now slowly starting to rotate back to that T-spawn area, perhaps looking to push A. Still a little too early to tell. So Red Spoon's got himself in connector on stairs. And this is where we saw earlier that they did not check this corner.
Yeah, where is that? That's going to be Con just on the other side. We'll wait for him now. They're going to start creeping their way up. You've got Red Spoon just on the other side. Calm's going to be joining here in a second. Now they see him. He's going to be smart. He did not shoot at it. That's going to bring him around the corner. And then there's the spray. And there's no need for a trade because they help each other out. Now they know that the player's going to be pushing up here quickly. 45 seconds of the round. They don't have to execute right away. And they don't. Look at that. They pull back right away.
There's a flank.
And there is a flank. Let's go and switch back over there. He picks up 1, 2, 3. Oh, my goodness. Just like that, Thrasher just goes to town and eliminates 3 of them. Wow.
Very smart here from ER. He is still playing the time. This is fantastic awareness from him. They were all running connector. You see one player has already ran back to the B site. He's still in close enough area to turn back. And then we see the other one in Cookie playing long A. So now they're going to hear the bomb. They're running over, but they don't know where he's at.
Tough for ER here in this situation.
ER might hear the one rotating over. He's looking. He's at the right spot. All he has to do is find one pick. He's not able to. Zapper closing it out. What a wonderful flank that was. Finding 3 and then turning one round that would seem to be in favor of Texas A&M all the way over to the side of St. Clair. They're going to pick up a 10th round. So it is 12-10. We're going down to the wire again, Corey, with these 2 teams. And there it is, that flank from Zaris, able to find 3, almost a 4th, down to 9 HP on ER. That would have been a clean flank, but regardless, still netting them the round. And look at the buy on the side of Texas A&M. They have only pistols, Tech 9, CZs, P250s, 1 smoke grenade, 1 flash, 1 HE to their name. They've got nothing. On the flip side, St. Clair have got it all.
Wow, what a round there. I mean, it is such a quick turn of events as they fell back right into the hands of Thrasher. So now they're setting up. They're going to start to execute towards the B bomb site. They're waiting for these smokes to start to clear, but I mean, honestly, this is going to be another slaughter fest as they try to push here towards that B bomb site. Couple smokes, smoke off heaven, but there are 3 players that are over here towards the site. Now they're starting to push in. They're just trying to get the bomb down. That's where they led with the bomb carrier. And that's going to be almost all she wrote. Com's last man standing. He's got a Tech 9. Or sorry, he's got a CZ. He's going to go ahead and hold off here. This round, of course, is over at this point. But he can see if he can get a couple here. And that almost took out Con. He's down to 17 HP. 12-11. Now, let's dissect a little bit. You had an immediate buy by Con. Not even a question of what he was going to get. And so he's already picked himself up the exact set there. So they will have full AKs, full head armor. And as we look at it, I'm trying to remember the round bonus at this point. I had a few losses, so we'll see. And right there, Con playing aggressive inside of mid, and that takes off Bird. He was not ready for that one at all.
Yeah, and that's the last thing you need if you're Texas A&M is just to find that fast pick, especially the guy who's top fragging on your team. That has to hurt just a little bit, and now it looks like they're trying to take that long A approach again. That hasn't worked out for them. They got the bomb down last time they did this, but now we see Cookie holding down the AWP at that angle, and then we've got Con at this angle. We saw him earlier doing a lot of damage. So it seems like the CT side of St. Clair is super sharp. They know the fundamentals of this map. They all have got kits. If that bomb goes down, they can seem like they have great teamwork as far as getting this defused. So I'm really curious to see how they go for this execute on this A side. It looks like they're trying to take it through restrooms this time instead of long. And now you could tell they're checking that corner, seeing if Concon's there. But Concon, smartly using another angle, is not going to see the shadows this time. But Com's going to poke on through, and he's going to lose that one. Golly, Com so fast on it. The moment, the second. Oh, and he misses the shot as Cookie. He doesn't miss the second one, though. It's all up to him to hold the site by himself.
Perfect
one player
smoke for
runs
him.
through.
Perfect smoke. He's able to be there and just wait. They are spraying through, though. Smart play coming in for Texas A&M. But, man, that was the right move. That was the right call. I don't know about staying inside of it, but maybe pushing through it would have been slightly better. But it was overall a good call to start with. But Texas A&M picks up another round, 13-11. For those that are just joining us, if you can, there's current situations that are out there that are making it difficult for people to watch the stream. But we'll make sure we keep this on VOD. If you're watching this now on a VOD, awesome. Hello to you. But 13-11 right now, and the fact is we are in a best of 3 in the lower finals of Group A. Whichever team wins this best of 3 will go on into our double elimination bracket. Com picking up the first frag of the round, and he elects to fall back and regroup with his team here.
Yeah, that's their favorite strategy is Com going, oh boy, here I go killing again. Finds one towards mid. We saw this before. He took one mid, and then they tried to take a site. And he found 2 last time. And, oh, what a shot from Concon. Just finding 1 Deacon, 2!
Good
He's
night.
finding 2, but Com and ER finding 2 right back at it. So it is a 3v2. Only Deagles on the side of St. Clair. They're going to just try to calm it down a little bit. They know that they only have Deagles, so they're going to get a little bit more aggressive. I like the take they're doing here. They're going A long. Coincidentally, is working out for them. They know they're at restrooms. They're going perfectly around them. Slowing it down. That's the name of the game. They've been getting really excited. They try to go for really fast plays, and every time they do that, it doesn't work out. The only problem with them taking it slow is now we see Thrasher's found himself an AK, and we see Scherzy's found himself a Galil, which was previously just Deagles. This is going to be a different interaction than they expected, and they're going to check this angle. Doesn't find the hit, so that goes down 1 in Bird Box. There goes the EWP. Another one going down. Scherzy able to do it all with the Galil, but not completely. ER not able to find the last one, and that's going to make it a 12 for St. Clair. We're at 13-12 going into round 26. Look at the money on the side of Texas A&M. They're going to have a pistol buy again.
That's tough. The fact is Texas A&M, they had everything in their rights to do well. But then they started taking too much time. The more time that you take, and if a certain angle has been taken away from you, the more likely that it is that the team knows exactly where you're at and knows how to position against you. And that's exactly what happened there. They knew that they were going to be coming towards long because they knew that they had bathrooms. No one had rotated around through their spawn, through playground, and so they played that out there. And so really, really tough. They're going to start to push up here. Concon holding the angle, picks up 1, looks around. He's going to be chased down, but here comes Bird with that Tech 9. And Cookie on the flank. Lurk, lurk, lurk. And he does take down Com. Now, everyone else is going to react around to him, but Cookie does eliminate who was the bomb planter. And now Bird. Bird's got the Tech 9 down to a 2-on-3. And he is this just not happening here, as they're just they have a shooting range happening right there inside of the bathrooms. 13, all tied up in our first map.
Yeah, this couldn't be any better. We saw the series last time getting in a similar position. 16-13 was in favor of Texas A&M. So St. Clair putting up a great fight for themselves. This was not their map pick, so they would be happy to walk away with this one. They still have a fighting chance, and they absolutely have been keeping this competitive. But on the side of Texas A&M, Bird Box hugely stepping up for them. We're going to have to see how this unfolds. We see 1 go to the restrooms, playing long A now, suspecting a long hit. We're seeing Concon in middle, no longer at restrooms, but he's taking a fight, losing it to Red Spoon. So that might be an opening that they needed. We're seeing 1 player now rotating over to A, 2 players rotating over to A, and it looks like the last one in Thrasher is rotating over to A. Cookie finding 1 pick A long. ER able to trade it back, but now slowly trying to regain their footing. Not playing it too fast. I like what Texas A&M is doing once again. Find a pick, wait for it. Because it seems like on the side of St. Clair getting a little bit crazy, running around a lot, losing their positionings. And now they're going to rotate B. They're going to hear this door open if they do that. So Red Spoon wisely turning back around, going to make his way through T. And now, since they've taken their time, we're seeing Scherze, or is that Zapper? Oh, is that an 8, Corey? That is an 8. So that's Thrasher making his way back to the B site. And as we're seeing, he's supporting their Zapper. And then we have Scherze in restrooms. So that's got a good angle for him there, trying to find something. That is a great pickup from Zapper.
So they're starting to push over towards Monster. Kraken is going to trade, but that is at the expense of Red Spoon. Now he's got the bomb. He's going to continue to bout this one out. And his teammate Calm, I believe, is just watching a flank right now. He's just waiting. 20 seconds. This is, Calm, you're going to have to execute with your teammate here shortly enough. You can't just rely on him to be able to get the lurk here. Oh. There he does. He does pick up the headshot. 14 seconds left here in the round. He's going to have to be able to aggressive. He does have time. He can be able to play this one out. He's an elective. Try to get that 1v1. He loses it. And Thrasher again being the culprit to help out St. Clair continue to where they're at. 14-13 in favor of St. Clair.
Once again, a huge round. Just look at the money differentials. Had Texas A&M won that round, this could be something completely else. So it was just coming down to a 1v1 like that. Look at that. We've got 2 decoys on the side of Texas A&M. So curious to see how they use that. But now it looks like they're trying to take an A hit or just gain some information. I like what they're doing. Still taking it slow. Each round's going down to the wire, but ultimately you've got to get the wins for yourself. So now Cookie seeing 2 coming out, and we're seeing no rotation still, but that's a trade coming on through. Now we're going to start seeing more of a rotation on for the side of St. Clair. Birdbox walking into the smoke, throwing the bomb back. We saw that last time. We saw how that hurt RMU in last match with keeping the bomb far away. And it looks like starting to settle into place is St. Clair. We have one flank coming out for Thrasher here. He might not be top fragging, but he has had huge impact plays in this later half. He's now going down to mid. He's going to be spotted, and he didn't see. He already wins the fight. That is huge. That has to hurt so bad. That's going to throw a wrench in the plans of Texas A&M. But Calm, on the flip side, has got the sight on name.
You got to win that fight.
He sees that there's no one here. If he gets Zapper on this incoming.
Timing here, too.
Oh, that's huge again. Oh, my goodness. St. Clair winning all of these opening duels. 2 opening duels this round that went completely different. That could have been a completely different outcome, Corey. But now we're at match point, 15-13. Map point, excuse me. You're not great at math. I'm not great at English. You know, this is how it goes, Corey.
I am great at math. I just was focused on other things, so I apologize.
Is that one of those stories of I could have had A's if I tried harder in school?
Negative. Okay. My attention was taken away was the problem.
Okay, well, that was my excuse. Was I could have gone all A's and had all great scores and gone to the best colleges with the best grades if I just tried.
But you went to UTD, so you went to the best college.
Exactly. Oh, man. I just realized I burned myself there. But as I'm saying that, we're back into the round. We're with Calm. Once again, we're finding him in mid. This has been the Calm, go find something and go kill something, and he's got to find something. I wonder if he saw that. He now knows there's one in heaven. He sees another one on site. He's trying to take these battles. I'm a little bit against the idea. He doesn't have to force him. He's got the information. Give his team something to work with here as we see the bomb slowly creeping up towards bathrooms in A, and he might get straight through the wall, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think what they should have done before it was someone should have given Calm an AK instead of him having a Galil. He's caused a lot of damage. He spread the damage pretty across the board to Zapper and Thrasher. Look at this angle right here. As they're going to creep their way just, just underneath. So maybe not too perfect, but now they know that exactly, and they see him again. And they're going to just continue to battle back and forth with this. 40 seconds left here in the round. Zapper now takes out Bird. And so they're going to continue to tap away. Calm still playing there over at Sandbags, just waiting it out, waiting for his team to be able to come up and join him. And Scherze said, you know what, I've had enough. You can get out of here, Calm. I'm done with you. 2 top players for Texas A&M have been taken out of this round, and now they're going to have to start to be able to do this themselves. 4 players left. 3 just counting down as 15 seconds left here in the round and an opening there. And that's basically kind of going to start to wrap things up. He's got 10 seconds to get the bomb planted or eliminate some players here. That's going to do it. St. Clair taking this map in this best of 3. So they win that map, and wow, what a showing there. Another good match back and forth. Did that end 16-13?
It sure is.
enough
16-13 in
Sure
favor
enough.
of St. Clair this time on Texas A&M's pick. So they got their revenge against them, but it is a best of 3. And it's just funny to see that they won the pistol rounds. It was almost the exact opposite. Texas A&M winning both pistol rounds and then losing 16-13. If we go back to the first series, exactly the same, but flip-flop. So curious to see how this unfolds. The next map we've got up is Dust 2.
Dust 2, classic. So we'll see. When we were watching that game, it really seemed as if they've kind of ran out of gas a little bit as we watch how Texas A&M were playing. Now, let's backtrack for a second though, because the reality is St. Clair, Thrasher had an awesome flank. Really good plays there that went in. So, and overall, I mean, it was a good job by St. Clair, but there was a few gunfights that should have been won by Texas A&M that just did not happen, and that's kind of the flip side of that storyline. But this is a best of 3, though. So, you've got Texas A&M. They have to now win 2 maps in a row versus St. Clair, who only has 1 more to go, and that will be finding them a home in our double elimination bracket with the other 16 teams. So wow, it's been a lot of fun, John.
Yeah, I'm updating my notes right now. It looks like I actually had the picks backwards. So that was St. Clair's map pick, which makes sense given that Texas A&M has banned that throughout. But yes, to your point, Corey, a lot of gunfights that were lost on the side of Texas A&M. And you have to wonder if that's a little bit of fatigue, as that's their 3rd match for the day. Going into their 4th now, we obviously don't want to see that come through. Still having a great game. Bird Box definitely stepped up. All the players we needed to see step up, they did. But maybe a little bit of fatigue starting to seep through. And now, if this goes to another game, if this goes to Game 3, at that point, I'm really going to start questioning, is this starting to get mentally exhausting for some of these guys? Because obviously there's still a prize pool at the end of all this, with $3,000 going to first place, $5,000 total, top 3, and you're in a position to where if you lose, you're out. You're out of the tournament. And so you've got to consider all these things of tilt. You've got to consider that maybe they're actually just getting physically tired from having to sit and
it's a lot of games.
So long, and it's
a lot of games.
It is absolutely a lot of games. And when you start losing some of those gunfights where we saw Combo just walk into Ace on a Mirage and just win, literally just there was nothing else to you, just win. And now he's seeing flanks where he should have won and he's just not. So I'm curious to see as we go into their map pick on Dust 2 if they're able to shake it off, because that's certainly something that it's hard to shake off in that situation.
So we've got map number 2 coming up here in just a moment. St. Clair had taken the first map against Texas A&M. We'll be back with the second map here shortly after the break. All right, so we're back here at the Esports Stadium Arlington for the U.S. Army Presents Reload Collegiate CSGO Invitational. We've had a series of good maps that we've seen thus far. We started off with in this best of 3 with St. Clair taking the map that they picked on Overpass against Texas A&M. RMU, Robert Morris University, has already advanced into the double elimination bracket, and that leaves us now with this one. Can St. Clair win this second map, or will Texas A&M push us to a third map onto Mirage? This time, though, Jono, Texas A&M, this is their map pick on Dust 2.
This is, and this was actually a map that they banned against St. Clair, so we'll have to see how they weather the storm in this one. I think in the last match, it seemed like I don't know how to put it, but it just seemed like they weren't prepared for Overpass in some sense. It had been a map that they had banned every time through, so a good map pick on St. Clair, I will say. Yep. They absolutely took advantage of that. They were winning a lot of their gunfights. I think maybe utilizing this break, just shake it off a little bit, just get a drink, stretch out a little bit, freshen up your legs, and just try to get back onto it with a fresh mind.
Man, this is as we are waiting for the players to recreate the lobby, and as we see that, how's it been for you since we've had to kind of be back and stay at home during this time frame? How's it been?
Well, it really feels great. I mean, as you can see from the stage behind me, this is like our second home. We operate in and out of here day in, day out, and so having to stay at home has been rough. But being back, it's like a fresh of breath air. It almost feels like talking to everyone in person. It feels like we never left, and so everyone's still really homey. I think that's really the key point that I feel like we're all missing is by being at home is that sure you're being able to talk to everyone, and there's the stage in front of you, beautiful. as you get able to talk to everyone online, there's something just special about being in person with someone, looking them in the eyes, and
Yep.
just talking to them. Even as I like look at myself here, I just realize it's a unique experience that I get the opportunity to look and talk to all of you watching at home or wherever you're watching from. And so I just feel like it's these moments that got me into the event industry, and
Yep.
it's these moments that have really made me have a passion for commentating or doing anything event related. It's just having these moments of getting in front of people, having such a good experience for everyone, and just seeing all the faces. So I can't
Yep.
wait for the second that we can start having events on the grander scale. And as you've always mentioned, Corey, that we plan to have one of these similar events in a LAN, and this one was supposed to be a LAN this we turned into online.
Yep.
So in the fall, I know that we want to
Yep.
have all the events that we can, just given the circumstances, and we would love to see an event like this transform into something
exactly.
live.
Yeah. So one of the things that we were going. This event was actually going to be. We would have crowned our champion yesterday. If we were to doing it, we're actually going to be doing it here at the Esports Stadium Arlington. Of course, we are still holding true and abiding by all of the rules. We're also still following different guidelines that have been shared as well. Underneath this is not just a bandana thing that I've got going on or an ask-off or whatever are they called? I can't remember what those are called. But then, this is actually my mask. That huge kudo to one of our team members. She's the one that posts all of our socials. Kim Yeehaw. So Kim is her mother had actually created us all of these masks as well. So kudos and thank you for keeping us all safe as well. We've all been kind of doing our best and doing due diligence as we kind of go through all of this. Still waiting for the teams to be setting up their server. Again, we'll be going into our next match, which will be on Dust 2. I think this map is going to be a little bit different. So one of the things that I used to do in my past is I would actually take predictions head on. I doubt I can do it anymore. But usually I feel like now I've got a little bit more information to go off of to make map predictions. Back in the day,
Oh, here we go.
back in
Everyone
the
get
day,
your watch is ready. Here we go. And start. All right, Corey.
I used to make map picks and make predictions, and I'd be one round off every time. Every match was one round off. So I don't think I can do that anymore. But with that said, based off of what I'm seeing here, Dust 2, I think it's going to be a 16-9.
16-9. All right.
For Texas A&M.
So what are you asking from me? Are you asking for me to make a prediction, or you want me to say under and over?
No, I think you should make a prediction.
Okay, I say 16-13. We've already seen one in the first match, and we've seen one in the second match. So it's only fitting that third time's the charm. I think 16-13, namely just because I think Com and Bird Box are having some standout performances throughout this whole series, and I think the AWP coming alive on Dust 2 is something that is very difficult to play around. You put them on a long, or you put
team?
them. Oh, 16-13 Texas A&M, because this is their map pick, and I fully believe that they will take it and push us to a decider onto a Mirage for the grudge match to come. So as I was saying, I think the AWP being as strong as it is on the side of Bird Box and Texas A&M is very hard to deal with in Dust 2.
Yep.
Given you have the long angles that is mid, you have long A, and then as well as on B, if Com just camps there, we know it's, hey, Com, go kill. If it's on B site, he's going to kill everything. So I think this is actually, based on how we've seen these players play, it is a great map for Texas A&M, especially those two players.
Yeah, so that's what I'm basically tying into. Is the fact is that what we're going to see from these players, Com is going to have the ability on the T side to be hyper aggressive. He's going to get those entry frags. They're a lot easier to work angles. Overpass is a difficult map to be able to get those entry frags. You have a series of different angles that you have to worry about while you have to rely on your teammates to cover other angles that you're unable to do so. But on a map like Dust 2, you only have to worry about a few different angles. One of the things that has been really awesome about this is what most people as map creators would look at was this map, and more importantly the fact that there's 3 entries into these bomb sites, and so that's kind of how that looks there too. So as we look at it right now, we're taking, before we hop into the actual game, it looks like we've got to have on the starting on the counter terrorist side is going to be St. Clair, and on the T side is going to be Texas A&M. So right out of the gates, that's also another positive for Texas A&M is that they are going to be playing extremely aggressive. So we'll see how this one plays out. It's your good old-fashioned rush towards the B side. Looks like they are going to go good. I was very concerned. But immediately Cookie transfers towards mid, and we're about to see. Oh no, Con! What is that? Picks up 3 before getting taken out. Man, oh man, shut down mid. Oh goodness, construction site. There it is, as he just shuts it down. There's no path there. On the lurk on the other side is going to be Bird Box. So Bird is actually working towards long. He's not going to know that there's a teammate or an opponent to his right. He's going to get dropped. And so now that is it. St. Clair shutting it down. Wow. That was an excellent job by Con, holding inside of mid. He had that USP out and pew a-blazing.
Well, Corey, if we know anything about pistol rounds so far in this series, is that whoever wins the pistol round loses the map, actually. So Texas A&M
based off of trends, yes.
Based off of trends. Hey, and that's the only thing we have to work with right now is trends.
Or logic. I mean, they got that too.
Oh, I don't know what that is. Come on.
Fact.
So here we are finding on, oh my lord, and it seems like Cookie took a very forward stance. Oh my goodness, and he's even hunting for more. That's a lot of money in his pocket right now. That is a clean sweep with the dualies. Wow, you don't see that very often. Con going with the Scout, your favorite gun, and the dualies. That almost sounds disrespectful.
Based off of proximity, I mean the dualies. If you're gonna have that type of bout, I mean those are quick reacts. You quickly tap away. It's like having a secondary as a submachine gun, so that's a positive. You try to utilize it from long distances. Here comes a push. We're over. Let's watch towards long A right now with Thrasher. As Thrasher gets eliminated.
Yeah, and who else but it is fine, that is Calm. So once again, Calm, go kill is what they're doing, pushing through. He's going to be the first one to poke A. They got flashes, they got setups. No one on the car this time, so they only have to worry about the guys on site. They've got a smoke grenade for the connector, or excuse me, for CT. They've also got one if Cat's so willing. So there are the smokes down. They're going to use it as a cross. And now Zapper's poking through. He's going to find one, but not two. Kraken takes him down. And now they've got the site. Will they get there in time is another question. But we see on a very forward position is Cookie. He's got the MP7. They have no help. If he finds one connection, he can find 2 players easily. Stuck in the fire right now in no man's land, but that's going to take it from Com. And now we've got Shurzy pushing from Cat. A lot of low health players here for the retake. This is an important thing to note. These bullets don't have to connect that many times. Oh, he's caught out with the grenade. Oh my goodness, awkward situation. Com's still able to come through, and now it's Con with the dualies. And the Scout's going to have to come through.
Jump Scout. Ooh, I wanted it.
Oh, my God.
Oh, take 2. Not happening.
He's going for the highlight reel. He knows that they're going to buy next round. It was going to be hard to come by, but I don't think he was actually that far from winning the round. If he knew that Com was on 14 and ER was on 12 health, I think maybe he could have taken that one a little more serious.
If he knew that, yes, he would have taken it. Now, would I say that he did not take that serious? I would disagree with that. I think he did take it serious. I mean, a Jump Scout can definitely be lethal. It is a good highlight, though. So inside of mid, Con, we're going to have to pay attention to that battle. We'll have to hop on board with Con at the start of each round now, as he's utilizing that AWP, picking up the first one. They're already inside. Bird over the top of the smoke. That worked out in his advantage. And then Red Spoon. There's action happening on other sides. This round is spread all out. What more importantly is the bomb has been dropped back over there towards long A double doors.
Exactly.
So he's going, wait a minute, I guess I'll go pick that up.
And that's exactly what I was going to call it. They've got everything they need. They've got the position. They're even finding the picks, as you just saw there, but they don't have the bomb.
This is a sandwich here. I mean, the reality is you see right now, you've got who's just lurking, or sorry, Bird, who's just lurking inside a B bomb site. He is just going to be annoying. And so now you've got Cookie, who's going, I don't know what to do here. I've got so many different angles that I have to watch. I have to worry about my 6. He turns around, and he almost plays it extremely well, but Bird does pick up the kill. But after getting taken down to 6 health, wow.
In the meantime, I found my first kill. There was a mosquito, Corey, and I got it. I got it real good. So mark 1 on the board for me. Jono 1, Mosquito 0.
And it only took you 27 days to get a kill this month.
Thanks, Corey, for reminding me. So we're back into the game now. Bird Box with the AWP. We don't have one on Con, so this is the AWP that we were talking about making the difference. But they're pushing him out. Oh, he tries to do a 360, and all 4 players come running out. They've got an AWP now. It's on Zapper. Con goes down. They still have the AWP. Now they're going to have to work with this. They've got the bomb down.
Oh,
They've
no.
got the angles. And this just got really awkward.
Yeah, so Thrasher's utilizing the op here. He's going to get blinded. They know exactly where he's at, know how to position this one. They can play aggressive, and that's a good job by Thrasher. He's getting himself out of that placement. And here's the angle and the peek. Red Spoon also caught him in the same angle at the same time. And so now, 3 rounds in a row coming in for Texas A&M. And right out of the gates, a really good start coming in. Red Spoon's one of those ones that we haven't really talked a whole lot about. He has been playing pretty well, too. The fact is he's gotten some really good openers. As Com and Bird had started to slow down for a bit, he's picking up the reign. And I'd say Kraken and ER are definitely really good support players here.
Absolutely, and even last round, if I remember correctly, Red Spoon had some pretty good stats to speak for himself. So despite coming out on the loss, he's still been playing pretty consistently. In that first map of Mirage, we saw him playing great constantly. Before you even talking about Com, he was finding plenty of picks minute, but Bird Box has been the name of the game so far on this B side. Ooh, he just saw the head, but sure as they able to capitalize, and now that's going to throw a wrench into the plans of Texas A&M. It is a 3v5, not a lot of health here, and it looks like they're going to make their way to A long. There's only one person in front of him, and that's Zapper. And now he's gotten to an angle where he want to see them come out, but we have one coming from CT, and we also have one on Cat. So this is going to be a collapse, and we're going to have to see how they're overtaking it. He's forcing him out with double Molotov, not able to find the shot with the AWP, but gets the trade 2 for 1 to Texas A&M. They've got a fighting chance in this. They don't have a smoke, though.
And here's another bad smoke coming in. Both terrible smokes, and that's what you get for that.
Wow, you sound personally upset about that.
Well, I think that you definitely you try to work it properly, and that round, both of those smokes got them. I mean, that's not what lost them the round, but it definitely did not improve their situation. 3-3 all tied up. As we look on the other side of the scoreboard, Khan inside of mid has just been I think he's bouting it out right now with Bird, as they were having a nice little gunfight between the two. And Bird is actually taking some damage again. He has a scout inside of mid, so he was able to knock him down slightly. Back on board with Khan. See if he watches his angle. See if I taught him well. I did.
Oh,
there
my
it is.
Lord.
Nice headshot from Khan. I used to have that skin, and then it reminds me of the bomb pops, the popsicle. Even though it's a shake or a shark in water. It reminds me of a bomb pop.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's how you know that Corey Dunn is in fact hungry. Wow, that gun, that really reminds me of some food. I'm hungry. That silencer, that could go for some churros, you know? Anyways,
churros sounds good too.
Yeah, they sure do. That's how you know I'm also hungry, Corey. Nonetheless, we found some good picks this round that's made this almost impossible for Texas A&M to come back into it. They've got some utility to work with in a smoke. The AWP and the AK, they've got to find some crazy trades though, and even then trades aren't going to work out for them. So they've got to find some crazy picks now. Air is finding himself in is finding himself in a bad position here at Cat. He's going against 2 players now. He doesn't know it, but now he does, and he's getting picked. He finds one, but not able to find the other. Now it is down to Red Spoon getting taken out by Thrasher, and that's a pretty slow, methodical round that we would kind of expect from St. Clair at this point. Texas A&M has been playing these fast rounds all throughout the tournament. Anytime they don't have a strat, they just keep running around, trying to find something. And now we see Concon in the AWP. I know for your sanity, Corey, we're going to stay here, and we're going to see what he can find.
Yeah, nobody's going to challenge him there. One of the things that you want a fun side note?
Always, Corey.
So, one of the players in our survey, we asked the question, what would you do if you won the money, if you won first place? And one of the players said that they would buy skins because they're tired of having the same default skins. I thought that was pretty funny. And then we're seeing actually quite a few players who have default skins. And so there you go. You got Thrasher working his way up towards Catwalk. He's going to get dropped. Tapping is Scherze. God, where are you at? Kraken, that was a tough fight. As now it's left up to ER. ER chasing with his P250 trailing him. And so now they're going to go in, get the defuse. 5-3 is the score. And so far, I mean, these retakes have just gone St. Clair's way each and every time.
Now we might see the up mid, or is the op battle through mid? We do not. We actually see a Krieg. Oh, no, there's the op on Kraken. So let's go with Con here. Let's see what he's able to find. And Kraken, let's see if they do
Kraken's not going to challenge that one, no.
Yeah, they do not. So they didn't have even have a smoke for mid.
Ooh. Flashbang, nice little pop over the top, and then Thrasher gets dropped by Spoon. Zapper now is going to have to worry about these angles by himself, but Kraken inside of mid. This was a late round pick inside of mid where Con was just basically becoming lackadaisical and gets dropped.
Yeah, Con getting a little bit too aggressive towards mid, finds 2 CTs, but this Krieg is starting to pay off. Nerfed or not, it's still not a bad gun. Obviously, the fire rate and accuracy has gone down, but if you know how to use it, you know how to use it, Corey, and that's exactly what you were preaching earlier. So seriously able to find a pick on ER, and now they're going to have the 2v3 retake, and nice hold there from Bird Box. Man, slipping on my words, am I?
He's okay with Bird. I asked him.
He's okay with Bird?
Yep.
But I said Box, Corey, so I don't know if he was okay with that. We didn't ask him that one, but it seems like
he said he's threatened by that.
He's threatened? Yeah. Okay. Well, now we've got Cookie. He's got the AWP, and I think he's just going to try and save it where he can. No one's trying to contest it in this round. The money on both sides is not great, so either team's really just trying to come away with the scraps that they can. So that's going to make a 4th round on the side of Texas A&M and Corey. I'm feeling really good about my 16-13 right now.
Okay. This is one of those games that I don't play with you because I know I'll lose. All right, so 5-4. And you can see Cookie was able to keep that AWP, but what will he do with it? My recommendation would have been to throw it to his teammate, and instead they elect for him to have a quick boost towards Cat and see if he can get a pick on mid. I like the play. I think he may have had the spawn bomb. That area is going to get smoked off, and Con picks up the frag. Oh man, but Calm, where are you at? He's dropped Thrasher.
Oh my Lord.
There's a third. Man, he's just doing damage. And that's going to leave Cookie by himself again.
With the AWP again.
He's thinking, man, guys, do something. So he's going to hold on to this AWP. His avatar says everything for us. Mistakes were made.
Well, I don't even know if it was mistakes, or if it was just Calm just, doing the strategy of this hit, where he's at on the team. Hey, Calm, there, go kill him. Okay, here I go killing again. And that's exactly what he did. He finding 3 quick picks, completely opening the site. And on the flip side, they had B entirely. So it didn't even seem like they needed him to do that, but he just decided he wanted to. So it's Calm's world, and we're all living in it, it seems. Nonetheless, that's going to make it 5-5 as we head into round 11. This is going to be a good buy on the side for St. Clair. Actually, now that I say that, it's not going to be that great. They have the AWP to work with, though, and I think that's the key component here. Let's see how they try to use it, because it seems like they have not been utilizing it well. As you mentioned, they went to Cookie, he went to Cat, and then the only thing he found Cat was that he was solo at that point on. So they really need to find some more utilization. Con seems like he's a little confused that he didn't get his AWP.
That's what I was thinking, is he looked back at him going,
Guys, this is the wrong gun. This one's got a silencer on it.
This one doesn't hit as hard. All right, let's see if Cookie can do it. He's had that op for way too many rounds. That's actually another side effect that I would share as well. Like if you haven't done anything with an op in a while, you don't feel as like you're in the best situation. So now they're going to be crossing over here and towards the side. Zapper goes down. There goes Thrasher, and inside the site, he had a tough angle to have to worry about, and he's going to get dropped as well. 3-on-2. I'll make that. Sorry, the red over here. I'm going to change this UI once I'm done.
Wait, Corey, who built this UI?
Yeah. Well, I can't say if anything. I'd spent some time with it, but I modified the hell out of it. But I definitely did that, and that's my fault. Not going to do that again.
Yeah, and it seems like Texas A&M starting to find their stride here. 6-5, as this is their map pick heading into round 12. They've got great money situation for themselves. Not so great on the side of St. Clair. Corey, you mentioned it here that Cookie kept the AWP. He found a pick for himself early on. It just wasn't enough to keep him through. And then the flow,
it was just a tough angle. It was just like the way he was playing that angle was. I mean, it's definitely doable, but it's difficult, right? The same fashion for those that are kind of pushing across. Oh, there goes Kraken inside of B. He has a second chance, but they are saving here. But look at that. Com was eliminated there over there towards long. They were able to pick up themselves an AK, and Con taking down Kraken. And there's going to be another one. Jeez. The Deagles come out, and you've got Texas A&M that falls one by one. All right, Bird and ER. Here they're facing off against 4 players from St. Clair. Lots of time left in the round.
And so to keep in mind, only 3 Deagles and 1 AK. So all it takes is 1 missed shot for the Deagle to start going astray. So Texas A&M, that's not all lost just yet. Still, we're definitely in a much better position, but got overswarmed as Com on the A side.
I think Con is watching the same angle the same way again. Let's see. Oh, no, he did adjust. He's over by Carr. I think he's going to have some good potential here. They know that he's there. Here comes the jump. Oh, man, Con, you're dirty. Dirty. That was awesome. He's playing it extremely well. I think that's one of the things that I would be looking at. Whenever you got a player that's playing hot, you try to do everything you can as an in-game leader to toss it their way. So he says, you know what? You didn't want to give me the AWP. I'll do it this time. Cookie must be their opper because he does have an op every time. But I would say for somebody that plays mid in the way that he's playing mid, I would have given it to him earlier in the game.
And that's what they did this round. They decided, oh my God, and Thrasher just finding a quick one-tap onto Red Spoon. It's not looking great for him now, but he's done the damage he needs. He's found the information. He finds 2 just for his troubles, and that's going to show that they're going to have to get out of A long now. The smoke goes down. Thrasher potentially looking for some more, but it seems like they've committed. Comms on 11 HP, and they've got the AWP and Kraken. They still have 1 guy at B just in the case they rotate, but now they've committed. This side, they've got a wall of smoke in front of them. They've got some time behind them, and they've got the utility they need if they need to cross over to that A site. However, now we're starting to see on catwalks, 2 are starting to flank. It seems like ER is ready for it. He doesn't have the bomb. That's on Kraken with the AWP. But these 2 players are going to get flashed out, and they're going to find him.
Good teamwork.
Beautiful hit there. That should have been the information to know on the side of Texas A&M that they needed to make a hit there because they saw 2 players and including a flash grenade, so that's 3 players committing to Cat, in which place the 2 players that were either at A long or pit just kind of sitting there. So now they've got to figure out where they need to go. That's a missed shot on the side of Con.
It's a tough call to move on something along those lines, though, because the reality is that by the time you pick up the bomb, everything is already shifted.
Oh, absolutely. And obviously we're the commentators. We're seeing everything in full, so it's a lot easier for me to say that than actually do it. But now we're seeing the utility come out. They're blocking on CT, trying to catch one out on side. And it looks like the flank came in. Oh, unfortunate timing there from Kraken. Not able to find it. And Thrasher having a great round for himself is actually the ace.
Ooh. All right, up top. 7-6. All right, so Thrasher's playing. He's currently at 13-7. Man, Texas A&M. It could just be a culmination of just playing match after match after match.
Yeah, and something I'm curious by is that St. Clair's not throwing a smoke grenade down at mid every time, and because Texas A&M's not even peeking mid to see who's there, but now they're running out of mid. They're able to find Con, and now they know that their site is uncontested. There's only 1 there. Oh, they're gonna find him a little late. Red Spoon's not able to find him, but there it is. Bird Box. Now they have the site. They got 3 players on top of it, 4 players, excuse me, and it's down to only Cookie with this AWP. Boy, if I had a quarter for every time I said that, Corey, I'd have 75 cents right now.
Yeah, you're good at math.
I am, Corey. I just had to flex that a little bit.
Flex. I just don't know why you're still carrying coins with you. All right, so 7-7. So Texas A&M find a way to pick up a round. Of course, that's going to reset their money overall, but of course it's the final round, so it doesn't make a difference. Let's see here. Taking a look over on
the
St. Clair side. Con has got himself a bomb pop.
Once again, look at that. Texas A&M doesn't even look mid, not requiring a smoke out mid, so that's good information. Ooh, ER got to hit that shot. He's now going to fall back into the pit. He's going to see 4 players coming out here. He's going to see ER. ER misses the shot again. He's going to see 3 before they go out. Wow. And Cookie able to get 2 more, but that is a trade.
Way too much focus. Way too much focus.
No, it is 2v3. Spoon's only got half the health to work with. They've got utility on the side of Concon. He's only utility on the team, so they got to work together here. They can absolutely make this happen. They've got the guns, but on the flip side, so does St. Clair. Down goes Common, and it is all up to Red Spoon,
Wow.
and he's going to get taken out. So Zapper closing out the round there for the last 2 kills, and we're at 8-7, down to the absolute brink of that, Corey.
Wow.
We are tied going into the half. So on the flip side of this, Corey, how do we want to see Texas A&M and St. Clair wrap up this map?
Well, it all comes back to this pistol round here, and for Texas A&M, I think the momentum, the tempo of this game has completely been lost. I think that a lot of the shots and styles, the things that I've seen from Texas A&M in this last game, this last map here, or this second to last map, if we go to the full extension of the best of 3. There seems like we're missing a lot here, but there's a very aggressive push inside of mid.
Gosh.
And a lot of action that happened there. There's actually there's a fight that happened inside of mid. There's a fight that happened in long. And with all of that happening, Thrasher still gets the bomb down, which is a huge play.
That is a huge win, getting the money for his team going into the next round. That's going to give him at least something. So no kits, and we're seeing some making of tea over onto the site as they pick up a kit and defuse the bomb. It's 8-8, Corey. I believe, if I'm correct, St. Clair won the pistol round on the beginning of the map. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So now we see Texas A&M, and if we see a perfect 8-7, that means we are going into overtime. So we're already playing into a little bit of a storyline here. We're seeing Deagles.
That's your storyline.
We are playing into this storyline, Corey, as the Deagles come out, and it looks like it's going to be a fast A hit. Oh, he's going to get caught down with his pants down, but he's got 2 players to support him there. There's Com finding 1, finding 2. Now the Molotov coming into play, and the bomb, most importantly, did not go down. Com doesn't care, though. He wants to find 3. He finds it, trying to avenge his dead teammate. He knows that there's one more there, but they do not still know where the bomb is at. And as we can see in T spawn, it's making its way over to B, where there is no one at.
Yeah, he's got his pedometer on. He's making the long route around the map. And see what he can get here. He's even staying up against the wall, tracking along, outlining it just on the other side. Oh, man, Concon. Of course, Com was low on health, but you still want to win that one. Now, they've taken a lot of time here, and they're actually Cookie and Concon are on completely different sides of the map. They have 60 seconds. More than likely, what I would anticipate is for them to do a 1-1 split on A in the end. As you can see, they've got one player that's over there towards long, and but on the opposite side, you've got one player that is actually Bird, who is on a ramp. They elect to actually fall back. Is he really going to try to win this one-on-one fight inside of B? Let's go and switch over to the bomb carrier, or this will work as well. So Spoon's holding this angle here. And oh my goodness!
Oh,
they
no.
baited him. They baited him out. What a smart play! Oh, but did they really? That's the real question. And there's the you have to get the bomb planted right at the last second. You cannot plant it right now. Do not plant it. Oh, you just gave away your teammate, and your teammate's now having to do a full rotate. They know that the bomb is not on the A site. At least they should. Oh, and here comes the flank.
Oh, no.
Here it is, and he's able to pick up one. Oh, and he picks up the second. Great play by St. Clair. Wow. What a play. The fact is it's the mind games that were coming in at the end. They got pushed and pulled and back and forth, and here's those last little bits of shots there coming in from Concon, and that brings us in here to our another round 18. Wow.
Oh, man, that hurts, too, because they just won the pistol round. It's Texas A&M, and look at their money. It's absolutely destroyed. They have got nothing for the speed from themselves other than deagles and armor and then 1 scout. In your world, that it would be enough, but, Corey, we're not living in your world right now. We're living in the world of St. Clair, and that's not going to fly for Texas A&M. They're doing some damage, though. That being said, Com is finding himself on the site. They didn't contest him. He's able to find 1, falls down in the end. They still got the numbers, and they still have the advantage. So 3 deagles on the side, and look how far forward he is, but Kraken not able to find anything.
That's not the time to push through a smoke.
Corey, if everyone can see it right now, he's got head in hands, and Cookie able to close out that round pretty convincingly. So once again, the money absolutely broken again for Texas A&M as they went for deals. They're going to have to full save this round if they want any shot at the next. And so that's the problem with losing the pistol round. And, we're getting close to that 16-9 scoreline that you were calling out.
Yeah, the way that this trend is going in this game, I definitely can see something along those lines happening. You've already got, again, Texas A&M, they're going to be on the full save here. They're not worried about my prediction. And nice job pulling out, making Red Spoon have to come out of behind the car. We're seeing that, actually, that trend happen a lot. Good smokes coming across there. Actually, I think there might be a slight gap there, but it doesn't make a difference. They are on an eco round here.
Yeah, and this round should be a done deal, and look at that. It sure is. 5 clean kills. No one going down on the side of St. Clair, pretty much as you'd expect. But now the rifles are going to come out on the side of Texas A&M. They've really got to make a stance here. If this round goes under, that's going to be a 13th, and then at this point, this map's kind of slipping away from them.
So for those that have just tuned in, this is a double elimination group play. We're in group A, and there they start to push in towards that B bomb site. If St. Clair win this map, they go into the double elimination bracket in our playoffs to be the first to join RMU for those 16 team slots. And then Texas A&M may go home if they end up losing this map. But of course, it's been a lot of fun. We've been watching a ton of gameplay, and of course, we've watched the storyline of Texas A&M today. That's the beauty of covering every single match. So we get to watch the culmination of each player playing, how they handle their situations. It's been fun to watch.
Absolutely. Just like you said, you're able to build those stories unlike anything else versus, just kind of following through on paper. It doesn't tell the story quite like watching it as Big Bird, or excuse me, Bird Box. Big Bird, fighting game player. That is some roots coming out for me there, Corey. But Bird Box being found at the end there. And so that's another gun lost. As you can see, the money not looking great. They were able to save 3 rifles, but at some point they need to turn these saved rifles into 1 rounds. And so that's a Scout and a FAMAS on Bird Box and Spoon. Lots of utility coming through, so it's not looking too bad for him, but this is where the maps usually won in these games so far. And it seems like, oh, that grenade's going to do a lot of damage, but it's, whoa, maybe not too late. He finds a Martyrdom 2 from the grave, and all of a sudden we're in a 2v3. And a lot of damage, so this Scout can really, really be the difference maker here.
The only difference is I think Thrasher may have too much health. Oh, no, I'd say that, and then he's now in the right range here.
Well, there's Bird Box getting picked off, and May was trying to go for the long con, but Con, in fact, being there for the flank, he hears him now, and he's going to take it out for himself. He's going to finish the job 13-8, and the money on the side of Texas A&M still not looking great, but once again, they have their loss bonuses, so they'll be able to come back with something. Comet instantly going for the AWP. He's trying to take control, leading the top of the server almost. He's in second place behind Con at 19. And tied with Thrasher at 18. So everyone on the side of St. Clair doing well for themselves. A little bit of struggle inside of Texas A&M, but this is an absolute must-win round because if it's not, we can basically guarantee a 15 at this point.
Wow. Texas A&M, I mean, they've been playing for several hours. They played in our very first matchup that started at 2 o'clock.
Holy cow, it's 6. Look at that.
And so that's they've been playing for the past 4 hours. They haven't really left their spots too much. We probably took a few different breaks, 5-minute breaks, 10-minute breaks here and there. So they've been playing nonstop. This is a battle of time. And so there you have it. Com picking up another one on the cross. And Scherze. Bird Box. And ER. Seeing if they can help their team extend a little bit longer in this 13-8 scoreline. And there goes Bird. There's going to be one that falls. That smoke is about to disappear here in a second. Red Spoon is still alive. He's basically allowing his teammate to kind of clean up shop here while looking for exits. Red Spoon will hold on to his M4 back over there towards the T-spawn. There goes ER. ER was able to make it out of there, so he's going to be able to hold on to his weapon as well. So that's going to be 14-8. Wow.
Yeah, I expect in the next round we're going to see a lot of MP7s, and if anything, I wouldn't be surprised to see Texas A&M try to run through A long, try to run through the double doors there, see what they can find. I mean, it's a pretty dire situation for them. They've got to make a play. Last time we saw a B rush from St. Clair worked, and it looks like some of them are facing to their backs or to that play, and then they're going A. And so now let's follow along with some of the players on the side of Texas A&M. Not opting to go for that long A play, not looking to contest. It actually looks like they bought rifle for themselves, and Bird Box finding a nice kill on the Thrasher. That's going to help them a bit, and they've got to feel a little bit good after that.
All right. This is as you were saying earlier. This round is mission critical for Texas A&M, and they've just given up long every time. They're just giving up long A. And there's absolutely an opening there, and there goes Kraken. Kraken picks up that one. But the reality is, well, there's 2 bomb sites on this map, and so they head over there towards the B side. Now, they're going to hear their footsteps crossing in there. That, whether or not he challenges is a different story, and that's a smart move by ER. He heard them. He has to move quickly, though. This shot has to connect. That's going to slow them down just enough. It did connect as he crossed the way, and there's Red Spoon on the flank. Great timing here. And so now they're going to go ahead and collapse on the site. This round was brought to you by Red Spoon. The fact is he was there inside of tunnels and heard those footsteps run by. And then he played it smart by not attacking and allowing his teammates to rotate.
Exactly. So some people might say this was fed to them through a silver spoon. That round was fed to them through a red spoon. And that is exactly that. Keeping them alive, allowing them to have this buy. Look at that, Corey. They have so many guns, all the utility, everything that they could ask for to try to bring this back. And look at that, we're at 14-9. And so if they get this one, Corey, I still think that a 16-13 is possible. Not on the other side, obviously, but Bird Box, you got to find those kills mid. That's going to hurt a lot. That opens up Cat. That opens up mid. That opens up the world to St. Clair. But Con finding another one, and Com trying to shut him down with the AWP. That's going to slow them down for the moment. Going back to reevaluate Cat, smoking off CT. They might do a B hit here. They do not know the position of Kraken. That is the one player they don't know about, and he was pit on a long. So now we're starting to see him split up towards mid, starting to take through the B tunnels, and it looks like right now they are absolutely on the side of Texas A&M not prepared for a B hit.
Yeah, one of the things that they do know is they know that Kraken does play on the A side. They may not know where he's at, but they do know that he traditionally plays A, and right now Red Spoon was in a very tough spot.
They lined up for him, and so if he had the opportunity to get one, that was his opportunity. And so now once again, looking at the money of Texas A&M, since they lost their loss bonus last round, they're going to have a pretty shot by this round. So if you're Kraken, you're trying to have the craziest 1v4 of your life right now. He's got the health to do it. He's got the opponent's health to where he can do it. All they have to do is play it slow, but he's got to make a move soon. He's got a kid. He's got the time he needs right now, but eventually he's got to make this move.
He's waiting for something that's not going to happen. They're just not going to come to him. And sometimes they would chase after him, but the fact is that, as you mentioned, they have low health, so they don't know where he's at. And so he does pick up one exit there, and he's going to try to get into the site and see if anything else can happen there. That's just not going to happen. Con does stay in the site, and then he will get taken out there, but it doesn't make a difference. They've got enough money to buy that and a cow and maybe a goat if they wanted to, a couple chickens. I really kind of stayed with that. I should probably let that one go.
I think once again this is just showing that you're a little hungry, Corey, but it looks like this map is about to come to a close as we're at 15-9 and round 25 here for St. Clair. Red Spoon finds a pick on the Zapper, so that's what they need to keep themselves alive for now. An advantage. They find him towards B tunnels, and they know that's not the bomb. That's the only information they had. They saw one at A, so they know that they're there as well. And as well, there's a little bit of utility going down towards mid. So they got to use every little advantage that they can. This is their last round. They have to play for overtime. 6 rounds straight. They've got guns to do it. They've got a scout. They've got 2 AWPs. So right now, they're just holding every little angle that they can. It looks like Kraken might just find it onto Con. Barely gets out of range and barely gets him. But we take barely in this situation. So now we have Thrasher trying to peek his way over to the A side. See what he can see. Nothing there. So once again, they're rotating back over to B, and they're doing it quickly. It looks like, if you're Bird Box, you've got to be careful here. There's one on man, and he just doesn't know it. But Red Spoon able to find another one, keep his team alive just for another moment. And now we're starting to look pretty good for Texas A&M, finding one last pick on the Thrasher, and it's on to Scherze. And at this point, he's got $100. He's probably going to look to save this gun, or maybe he's just going to go for it because his team's got money to throw guns left and right. As you mentioned, Corey, he's got enough for a cow. He's got enough for a chicken. He's got enough for another AK.
2 chickens and 1 goat.
Oh, is that what you said? I thought you said a cow.
I did say go. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the whole farm.
Well, regardless of that,
And
the
the
whole
kitchen
farm,
sink.
we're going to see how much of that farm he can buy this round because he's got to buy it all. But on the flip side, Texas A&M, they're going to have everything they need once again. So at this point, once again, they're playing for overtime. Any little advantage they can get, they will take. So I want to follow here on Red Spoon as he's poking him in. He found the pick last time. He saw him on B, and now look at this. We're seeing a fast A hit through A long. This is basically going to be the round right here. If they're able to find a pick, oh, this is awkward. If Combs, their top fragger, he's going to be seen. He's not taken down, but that's going to do it. And so now the last player's in pit. He's got to do it all. That's nice damage on that grenade. ER, he finds one, but one is not enough. And now the Scout actually getting some good tags in right now as a 2v3. The last round's coming too close. Get the grenade out. Oh, he's got his knife out, Corey. Tell him to pull his gun out.
Tap. Oh, he heard 2 sets of footsteps. So that's actually a positive. And that flashbang blinds his teammate. And that's going to be another flash. They're waiting. They know that there's 2 people that are here. Don't do it. They now know that they're both there. They both know that they're A ramp, so that's going to be a tough one here. There's a smoke. That gives them a little bit more of an opening. And there's a scout miss. Now it's left up to the op. Inside, he gets in towards there with that P250. See what he can do here. Oh, just misses over the top. That's going to do it. St. Clair, 16-10. I always told you I was 1 round off.
Corey, I got to give it to you.
Completely wrong.
I've got to give it to you.
I'm always 1 round off.
That's impressive.
I was wrong on the team. Well, let's get that right.
That is impressive.
I'm
but
always
that's gonna close out the series, Corey. That is 16-10 for St.
Wow.
Clair, and that is an eliminated Texas A&M.
Man, it was really fun to watch, though. I mean, the fact is I want to think about this for a second. I mean, we saw Texas A&M play several matches in this group before they were eliminated from it all. So we had the chance. And so that means that St. Clair is going to move on into the bracket, into the double elimination bracket. That was just really we spent a lot of time talking about Texas A&M. The reality is because we saw them a lot. But what we saw there at the end was Con playing so well. Getting a lot of really good eliminations. But if we backtrack for a second to Overpass, Thrasher was doing extremely well on the lurk. He had a really good flanks, some really pivotal rounds that came in there as well. So that's going to do it. That's kind of wraps up our Group A at that point. So again, huge stuff coming across the board. What did you think of map number 2?
Well, it wasn't as close as I thought it'd be. I was 3 rounds off, still pretty close, but not close enough. I think that they did a great job of shutting down Texas A&M at pretty much every opportunity. We saw whenever Texas A&M tried to get an advantage, it was almost like they only won rounds because they took advantage of a mistake, that of St. Clair. But St. Clair seemed like they had a much more structured style going into that map. They had the executes where they needed to. They always found themselves in what seemed like just a little bit extra a little bit of more of a better situation every time. Getting either it's just a small angle or like getting utility here, utility there. I think they had a little bit more of a complete game on Dust 2, which ultimately was enough to take it in the end. So being Dust 2's ban from Texas A&M in their first series against St. Clair, I think we could see why a little bit. Their strategies weren't quite as complete, it seemed like. Their executes a little bit shakier, and St. Clair, obviously, they stepped up. Con, you mentioned, had a great game for himself, and in the first map of Overpass, Thrasher having a great game. So a lot of them, I think they watched that series with Rob Morris and Texas A&M, bounced back from it, saw how are the ways that we need to shut down that team, because that's exactly what they did.
Well, some of the things that I want to consider during this entire tournament is the fact that these players are playing at home. There's something that everyone needs to take in consideration, is the fact that whenever you're playing at home, you're absolutely a lot more comfortable. There's no question. But there is a side effect while you're at home. Over time, whenever you play more and more games, you become a little bit more lax. You start to make more mistakes. And that's what I think we started to see. We saw, that was 4.5 hours, almost 4 hours and 15 minutes of gameplay of Texas A&M. So that gives you a little bit more of consideration where they were just going and going and going and going and going. And it's hard to continue to do something along those lines. So thank you for Texas A&M for joining us in this tournament. We'll hope to be able to see you at our next one that we'll do in the fall, once we have the chance to be able to play right here in Esports Stadium Arlington, right there up on our main stage. And that's what we're really looking forward to, is the future of that. But that means that we've got St. Clair and RMU that have made it in. Let's go and take a look at where they fall into the bracket at this point. So this is our upper bracket, and it is already starting to take shape. As I mentioned before, RMU, they had the number 1 seed coming into this tournament based off of seedings that we had collectively decided on. They had the number 1 seed in Group A. That brings us into this one where they actually won their group, and these brackets are already completely drawn up. So we already know where players are going to go, and as you can see at the bottom of your screen is actually where St. Clair ended up. They were the second place team. They got thrown in there. They'll be facing off the team whoever finishes on first on Group H. That, of course, that match will not, that group will not even happen until May 4th. How crazy is that? We've got 2 weeks of Counter-Strike Global Offensive with these collegiate teams, 8 of those days are actually going to be just group play, similar to what we had seen today. So that was wow, a lot of good Counter-Strike that we're going to see throughout this next 2 weeks, and a lot of good storylines that we saw here as well. So, that being said, we actually have one of the players there, that is actually ConCon, that is joining us right now to be able to talk about what happened during that best of series. ConCon, congratulations. You've made it now into the double elimination bracket. How does it feel right now?
It's pretty hype. Yeah, it was a lot of fun playing those guys. I know Kami's a really good player, so I was a little nervous, but we just went in there, did our own thing, and we came out on top.
Awesome. Well, no, one of the things that we want to kind of backtrack for a second. I don't want to linger too long on it, but was going back to your first game of the day. What was that going through your guys' heads, and what were you talking through, and then what did you do during that hour break in between the matches?
So, before going into that game, honestly, we were a little rusty. We've all been playing a lot of Valorant lately.
Of course,
and
yeah.
we did pretty good in tourneys and stuff, too, in that game. Yeah, no, we beat on. Yeah. But, so after that map, we just took a break. We watched, the VOD of the game we just played to just, iron out some mistakes and see what we were doing. And we talked over some stuff. And then we also checked out the other game to see how they were doing. And then we just saw – I forget who they were playing again, but they did a really good job against them, and we just we just got to play our own game.
That's awesome. So that's something definitely to take in consideration for next matches and stuff. So what are you guys going to do during this time? So we've got 8 days of group play that we're going to be covering. So that means you have 7 days off right now. What are some of the things that you're going to be doing? Are you just going to be playing more Valorant? You can be honest with me. It's okay.
Definitely going to be playing some Valorant. Going to get a good mix of CS in there because, want to stay good. I always warm up for Valorant with some CS deathmatch. So
there you go.
Get that good.
Awesome. John, you have any questions you want to throw towards?
Yeah, one question I have for you, ConCon. So first of all, congratulations moving on into the next bracket. As Corey mentioned, you've got a lot of time to get some downtime, kind of calm the nerves a little bit. But one thing I wanted to ask you specifically, so in these series with Texas A&M today, we saw them banning Overpass against you in the first set, and then against RMU in their next, they banned Overpass again, and that was actually your first map pick. Was that the reason why you guys picked Overpass? Was because you saw that they were banning it and you just felt that that was the right map to pick?
Yeah, it's one of the maps we're really comfortable on, and all of us can just frag out. So
awesome.
That's why we chose OP.
All right, so it sounds like it worked out in your favor. And then I asked the last team this, but it seemed like in the first map, ComCom, we're not going to dwell on it too much. He got 42 kills against your team. And then as you watch the next game, he obviously popped off again. So what was the strategy going up to him? As you said, you know him as a player. He's obviously very good. So going up with this guy you know is going to just absolutely frag out, how do you approach that?
Just don't be scared and don't get nervous.
That's right.
Yeah, just know that your aim's good and swing.
Awesome. Well, Connor, thank you very much for joining with us. We look forward to seeing you again. This whole tournament's been awesome. Do you have any last statement that you want to share?
GG's. I look forward to playing the tournament. Get some more dubs.
Awesome. Well, best of luck to you in the rest of the tournament, and hopefully we'll see you in the fall, or see you whether it's playing or actually being a spectator here. We want to do this in the actual stadium itself here at Esports Stadium Arlington, so I hope to see you at that event as well.
Yeah, I hope to play there. It looks awesome.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you very much, Connor. Good luck to you in the rest of the tournament, this 2-week-long Collegiate CSGO tournament. So everyone, thank you so much for tuning in here throughout this overall show. It's been a lot of fun. We've seen some good matches. John O, how was your first day of doing some commentary for Counter-Strike?
Not going to lie, I was completely intimidated by the fact that I'm standing next to you commentating, so I'll be completely candid about that. For those who don't know, Corey's got commentary experience ranging with all levels of talent across multiple different games. So me coming in here as my FGC roots and a little bit of like League of Legends didn't quite stand up to some of the tasks I felt, maybe different playing fields, but I had an absolute blast. I mean, Counter-Strike is one of those games I feel like I'm pretty passionate about now. It's certainly entertaining to watch nonetheless, and so being able to cast it in this situation and kind of our home turf, so to speak, has been nothing short of special. And even though these are going to be long days ahead of us, there's going to be a lot of action. There's going to be multiple players, multiple teams, multiple names I'm not going to remember. I certainly look forward to it, and day one I could not be more excited for all the matches we've got coming up.
So for those of you that are at home, make sure that you follow us on twitch.tv/esportsstadium. We're going to be covering every single match of the tournament right here on twitch.tv esports stadium. Also, if you want to be able to join in any of the chatter, you don't have to just wait for Twitch chat. You can actually join us at discord.gg/esports stadium. That will directly push you into our server, and you can be able to like whatever you want to. And be able to chat with anybody across the board. We've got so many different community members from all across the board that have been joining us. And then if you want to stay tuned with all of the matches, we actually wanted to be very helpful for a lot of the collegiate teams that are out there. If you check out brackets.esportstadium.gg, we'll be adjusting the schedule and making sure everything works. We'll keep it up to date as possible, but make sure you follow us on Twitter. That's at Esports Stadium, and we'll keep you posted on all of the latest and greatest things. Lastly, the U.S. Army has been what's made everything possible here. There's a potential for those of you that are just, it could be U.S. Army from a esports team, or it could be 150 other career possibilities. Make sure you go visit goarmy.com and check that out to see all the other different possibilities. If we've got it, we'll kind of cap out the night here with some of the highlights from a lot of the matches of things that we've seen today. But what I really want from everybody at home is I want you to tune in tomorrow and tell a friend so we can continue to watch a lot more collegiate CSGO action. Currently, right now, this time is correct. Group B will begin at 12 p.m. tomorrow, but we'll keep you up to date if anything changes as well. Jono, last comment.
It's been fun. I hope everyone tunes in. Had a great time watching, and we look forward to seeing you all tomorrow.
Well, there you go. There you have it. Huge shout out to the production crew that is here that are all practicing social distancing, as well as ourselves. We're doing this throughout the entire day. Everyone at home, stay safe, stay smart, and we'll see you soon as we head into the next day tomorrow with Group B. We'll be right back here tomorrow. We'll see you then.